What's going on, everybody? I'm Mike.
And I'm Craig.
And you're watching Two Wizards, One Table. Today, we are actually showing off a kind of close-to-chest prototype for a game coming soonish once it's ready for everything. Kickstarter. This is a game that I've been working on for the better part of 6-7 years, maybe more. I lost track.
One of Mike's little babies.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites. The whole series behind how the Necronomicon came to be. The Necronomicon has eked its way through fiction to non-fiction. I come across a lot of people who actually think the Necronomicon is actually a thing. The Book of the Dead, thanks to Evil Dead from Sam Raimi.
And H.P. Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft.
His own history of the Necronomicon does not help disputing that it's not real, because it makes it seem even more real.
And where I really wanted to kind of play with it was, how did the Necronomicon come to be? Is because Abdul Al-Hazred, disappeared into the desert for a long period of time. And when he came back, he had the Necronomicon, which was a fountain of information for the outer gods, the elder things like that. It was just like a book filled full of mystery and dark magic. And the Necronomicon has kind of eked its way into our general information as a work of non-fiction. It's an artifact at this point, to be perfectly fair.
Yeah, I think that people that aren't deep fans of the mythos, that are aware of the Necronomicon, think that it's rooted in reality.
Mm-hmm. And it's very true. It's very true. It's like, I've come across a couple of people that are like Wiccans and stuff, and I get onto the whole... I wear a lot of Cthulhu shirts, and one of them is all like, learn to read Necronomicon, first book for children, which is a very satirical take on the whole thing. But it's all like, oh, the Necronomicon, I would never read that. That is a dark book of magic. I was like, you do realize it is a work of fiction. Yeah.
Any version of the Necronomicon is not an actual Necronomicon.
Yeah.
I want to be careful with what I say about that stuff, though, because some books presented as the Necronomicon actually have some practical magic in them, if you tend to believe that way. Like the very famous Necronomicon edited by Simon has very ancient esoteric magic in it. Sumerian, I think it's rooted in. It's actually not a legit system in and of itself, but it's rooted in a so-called legit magical system.
Yeah, no, and you're not wrong.
Calling like modern Necronomicons fiction, I'm careful about. But I will call them fake.
Yeah, it is a work of fiction. It's just rooted with beliefs.
Yeah.
The game I'm about to show you is something that I was working with to explain how Abdul Al-Hazred actually obtained the information from Yog-Sothoth, because anybody who understands who Yog-Sothoth really is because that's actually how the Cthulhu mythos actually started. It wasn't known as the Cthulhu mythos, it was known as the Yog-Sothory. So
that's what Lovecraft himself called it. He never referred to it as the Cthulhu
mythos, ever. He sees across all realms, all timelines. He is the archive of all information. So this game revolves around opening up different timelines in order to trick Yog-Sothoth. Is because Yog-Sothoth, you have to pay tribute. You have to offer something to Yog-Sothoth in order to gain information from him. So what I was doing is I was connecting a lot of the dots. And with the Kickstarter I'm also currently working on is the entire storyline of how this actually came to be.
Yeah, there's a whole lore.
There is lore behind this, and it does complete everything full circle. What I have labeled this is as the box. The box doesn't really have a name. It just is what it is. Inside of the box are multiple cubes. 4 different cubes that are actually a part of this entire puzzle. There are multiples upon each variant, which I have constantly worked with to make sure that it is relatively balanced as best as possible.
35?
Yes, 35 cubes, not 36, is because very similar to like the picture frame slidey puzzles, right? It's like you have to have an open slot and how they work. When all of these are actually placed in, you actually have to slide them through to connect the lines. You'll notice these grooves in the corners for the actual box itself. What you're doing is completing entire pathways. There are multiple difficulties for this. There is easy, medium, hard, and then there is advanced, which, working names in progress, is just to put it out generically, easy, going from one corner to the adjacent corner. So in a straight line. Doesn't matter if you take it all the way out and push it into the next corner. That is your goal, is for easy mode. Medium mode is going from one corner to the adjacent corner. So you have to follow the pathway to the next corner in an x-axis. Hard mode, on the other hand, is
But easy is just going straight across or straight across this way. Okay.
Correct.
And hard is...
Well, medium is from x-axis. Hard mode is you actually have to connect all 4 corners. You don't have to complete the entirety of the circuit. Then you have advanced mode. But you have to make sure one corner connects to each one. But there's a reason why they're cubed. Is because whenever you move any of the cubes, you have to roll it.
Oh, I'm sliding. Damn it.
Instead of sliding. So you'll notice 2 of the cubes change directions, especially corners. Divs will literally become...
already been driven mad.
Yeah, it's a very maddening thing.
Alright.
Yeah. Plus, at the same time, too, is like, every time you play, exactly.
Almost out of line.
Is a constant. So, like, even for example, if this was in the corner, like, you would find the straight line as it follows the pipeline.
That's the line I worked on. But by flipping this, well,
it wouldn't have mattered for easy mode. So you would have literally put it in here, and then the line would have gone to the other end. That's just easy mode. There's no 2 games are ever the same. Main reason why is because you can literally close the box, lock the latch. It is kind of loud currently. There's something I've looked into, even on the ledge. But then the cubes are all over the place, so it doesn't really matter as long as they're all in line, kind of a thing. I do have a trademark and copyright currently in the progress for this as well. Is because it actually, I can't patent this.
You can't patent game rules.
You can't patent game rules. But the overall status of the game itself is trademark and copyright pending. Every time you close the box and shake it up, the reason why I brought up just a tidbit of the lore earlier is the fact of the matter is the pathways always change. You are finding different pathways in order to contact Yog-Sothoth to gain a little bit of information. So this worked as an artifact on its own alongside the Necronomicon in order to complete the circuit.
But it's similar to the Enochian tablets of Dr. John Dee, Sir Edward Kelly, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn in the 19th century. In the Golden Dawn, they actually made wooden tablets that didn't have cubes. They had capped off pyramids.
I remember this, yes.
But the Enochian tablets were a way to communicate with the angels and gain divine knowledge. And this is very much the opposite of that.
Polar opposite? Yeah.
But it's a very similar concept. The Enochian tablets weren't a puzzle to solve. It was all laid out in front of you, but you had to know how to interpret and understand it.
Despite on how you view the Necronomicon, in essence, this is the missing part on how to unlock that information.
Let me ask your opinion on something. As a finished product, this is prototype.
Yes, it is prototype.
Is it going to be as plain? Or is it going to be look more like an esoteric item?
It is going to be
made for both.
In both, in essence. Yes. Having a general, basic version.
Keeping it very plain.
Very plain.
Makes it seem like a hidden esoteric item. An item that you want to keep hidden, that you don't want someone to know the true power of.
Correct.
And then there's the other side of, people love
runes,
symbolism. And
yes, exactly.
When
I start constructing this, I have several ideas, and they will be in limited quantity, where they're collector's editions, where there will be runes, there will be different faces, I will not. You can hold this to me till the grave. I will not duplicate versions from the original to later on, because I am a hardcore collector.
If we say that something is a limited edition of,
exactly
however many, it's never going to be done the same again.
No. The one thing that I'm constantly going through are the actual pieces themselves. I have gone back and forth between wood with metal inlay to resin with painted inlay, custom cubes where instead of just like your straight corners and plus and lines and blanks, to very detailed cubes. So everything is going to be collectible, is because by the time I'm done, it will never be done ever again.
Right, there's probably going to be a lot of unique one-off
very
pieces.
Unique one-offs, like one-offs in general, is because at the same time is all like, we thrive off of you guys. The fact of the matter is if you have it, congratulate yourself, is because it will never be done ever again. And even if I do come remotely close, there will always be a distinguished, significant reason why those new ones are different.
Yeah.
Because we are collectors as a whole, and I would never, ever do that to any of you.
It's a big pet peeve of ours when limited editions get re-released.
There will be more information coming up on everything. I am coming to a close on a lot of the ways that I'm going to be doing this.
It's beautiful. It's frustratingly fun.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Well, I gotta say, if you're a person that likes puzzles, games,
you'll love this.
You have to be okay with some level of frustration, or you won't enjoy puzzle games.
That's exactly what
puzzle games are supposed to have a little frustration, otherwise they're too easy.
Yes.
The box, is one of a number of projects we have in the works.
One of several. And
the one Mike felt like showing off today.
I felt like showing this off because this is the most complete, highly thought after everything. I've played this one very close to chest for almost a decade.
Yeah.
It's I only share this with a very few people every now and again.
And now the world at large.
And now the world at large.
Or at least the fans of Strange Aeon Games.
Yes. But we wanted to thank you guys for supporting us and everything. And as always, if you feel like you want to, please like, subscribe, share.
Like, subscribe, and especially let us know what you thought of this.
Yeah.
You know, any suggestions you might have or reasons why you wouldn't be interested.
Yeah.
You know, that would actually help.
And it's always helpful. Feedback is never discredited. But, worst case scenario, we'll catch you guys next time. I'm Mike.
I'm Greg.
Thanks for watching.
Keep the madness rolling on
Keep
the
the
tabletop.
madness rolling on the tabletop. Catch you guys next time.